लेंगे।
Good morning, everyone. Is there a disturbance or is it audible properly? It's clear, right? Okay. Yeah, today we shall see one more algorithm. Algorithm to find out maximum and minimum number in the given array. Okay. Anyhow, you have solved programs for this. Many a times it will be asked to find out maximum or minimum element in the given array. Okay. If it is asked directly, you will write a program like this. Okay, program name is straight max min. Okay, straight max min, and A is an array, n is number of elements, max and min are two variables for which finally we'll assign the maximum element and minimum element. Okay, so A is an array, n number of elements. First, initialize these two variables to first element in the array. Okay, A of 0 it is. For our understanding, in algorithm, it's just written A of 1. Okay. So first element is assigned to max and min variable. If array has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, first element is 1. So max and min value will be 1. Next, for I is equal to 2 to n means from the second element. See, don't assume, like say that array index starts with 0. You can give A of 0 here. Here for loop you can start with I is equal to 1 to n minus 1. Okay. So for I is equal to 2 to n, these two if conditions, if A of I greater than, that is we are talking about second element. Okay. If it is greater than max element, max in max what we have? In max we have first element. First element is nothing but 1. Second element is 2. So this condition is true. Then what will happen? So this condition is right now it is true. Then what will happen? Then max is equal to that A of max is equal to A of I. That is 2 value I will assign to max. Okay. Now in minimum has got 1, max has got 2. If A of I less than minimum, in A of I what is there? 2. If it is less than minimum, so this condition is false. Now max will have 2, minimum will have 1. Is it clear? Similarly, we go for next element. At the end of all the iteration for loop, you will have a maximum valued element in max variable. Last small value element will be there in the min variable. Okay, so this is a simple program to find out maximum and minimum element in the given array. See, the question is next, how many times we need to calculate the complexity of this algorithm. So what is the basic operation here? Here, basic operation is nothing but this comparison. Okay, inside for loop, 2 comparison is there. Each time you enter the for loop, it will execute these 2 comparisons. Okay, so we can say that these 2 are the 2 basic operation in this algorithm. Okay, so that is one basic operation, and next comparison is one more basic operation. How many times this first basic operation is executed? How many times will it execute? See, these two comparisons are the two basic comparison. How many times will it execute? How many times will it execute? Will it execute n times or n minus 1 times? It will execute n minus 1 times. Okay, so first basic operation will execute n minus 1 time. Second basic operation, comparison, will also execute n minus 1 times. So total number of times this basic operation executes is nothing but 2 of n minus 1. Is it clear? For best, worst case, for everything, this is the value. Because once you enter the for loop, it will execute, for loop will execute n minus 1 times. It is not n times, okay, for loop, because first element already we have assigned here. We are going to start with the second element. So your for loop will run n minus 1 times. Two comparison, important comparisons are there. Both are if here, not else here. Both are if statements. So both will be executed n minus 1 times, which is nothing but 2 into n minus 1. 2 into n minus 1 means it is what? Big O of what? Big O of what it is? Say average best case for everything, it is nothing but big O of n. Is it clear? For this algorithm, complexity is theta of n or big O of n or omega of n, anything, because for all the cases, that is same. Number of times the basic operation executes is 2n minus 1, 2 into n minus 1. Constants will leave, so it will be big O of n. See, this is an algorithm. This is just a straightforward algorithm. That is why they have kept straight max min. In programs also, if someone asks you to find out maximum or minimum element, usually we'll write like this. But yesterday we were talking about divide and conquer strategy. Okay, divide and conquer strategy. According to that strategy, if I ask you to write this algorithm, is it possible? Okay, this is a straightforward maximum and minimum algorithm. Okay, so can you apply divide and strategy for this algorithm, for this problem, for this task? See, that is first question. Can you apply divide and conquer? That is first question. Second question is, after applying divide and conquer, whether performance of your algorithm will improve? See, simply we know some technique means we should not apply it. The question is, can you apply divide and conquer? Okay, if you can apply, if you can't, then there is no question at all. If you can apply divide and conquer, next question is, can you will it increase the performance of this task, finding maximum and minimum element? Okay. See, yes or no, others. Okay, see, if it is no, we have to check. If it is yes also, we have to check. And I will not ask you people to check and give the answer. Okay, I'm just asking, can we apply divide and conquer? If we apply, whether performance is better or not? That's a simple question. Okay, that is what I'm asking. If we apply divide and conquer, whether performance of this task will improve or not? First thing is, we can apply divide and conquer. Okay, so the technique can be applied for this algorithm, for this task, minimum and maximum task. So that can be done. Okay, we will do that. Next thing is, we have to measure the performance after applying divide and conquer algorithm. Okay, we shall apply that algorithm. We shall apply the divide and conquer technique, and then we shall see what is the performance of this task, of this algorithm, of this minimum and maximum algorithm once we apply divide and conquer. Now we got theta of n, that is big O of n. Okay, remember this. Complexity, we have to get better complexity when we apply divide and conquer. Okay, just remember that. See, in exam for this particular topic, maximum and minimum, what they might ask is, they will ask you to write these two algorithms. Okay, maximum straight maximum minimum and recursive maximum and minimum algorithm they will ask you to write, and they may ask you to compare the performance. Okay, uh, because this is very simple thing. Most probably it will not be asked binary search and this one. Next we have merge sort, quick sort, and all those things will be asked in exam. If it is asked, you can easily write these things. Okay, second module is very simple: binary search, maximum, minimum, merge sort, quick sort, and Strassen, one more multiplication algorithm is there, matrix multiplication. Okay, these four algorithms, binary search you already know. This maximum minimum is also very easy. You know this also. So merge sort also you have studied it. A quick sort also you know. So I can. Shall I expect that you will score out of out in this module? Yes or no? Can you score or not? See, just see the topics, how easy they are. Okay, just have the confidence that you can crack this DAA with a good number. Okay, so let's see the recursive algorithm. So this is the algorithm for maximum minimum problem, where we are using the divide and conquer technique. So how divide and conquer works in this case? Divide and conquer means, obviously I have an array of n elements. That array I have to divide it into two parts. Okay, that is the first step. And then for those two parts, part A and part B, separately I will call this algorithm again. So that sub array, it will be again divided into two parts. Okay, part A sub array will be divided into A1, A2. And part B subarray will be divided into B1, B2. And again, A1 will be divided into other even more subarrays until we reach single element. We'll go on dividing the array, and then we'll start combining calculating the maximum minimum values, and we'll combine the result. Okay. See, this algorithm is very simple. It looks so complicated, but it is very simple. Okay, just observe here. I and j, max comma min. Max min you know already. Max min is the two variables where we will assign the values max and minimum. I and j here is in binary search we use low and high. Here it is taken as I and j. Okay, I will point to first element, j will point to last element. Okay, while calling this max min algorithm, we are passing four values. I is nothing but first element of the array. J is nothing but last element of the array. Array is nothing but array. Each time while passing the while calling the algorithm, we are not passing the array. Okay, array will be same. Only one array. Its value will be, we will be changing each time when you call the algorithm. Okay. This first if condition, if I is equal to j, if there is only one element in the array, that element itself will be maximum and minimum element. Okay, if n value is equal to 1, then maximum and minimum value will be that element itself. Okay, usually we will not do that. This condition won't occur. Okay, this condition will not happen. Else if j is I is equal to j minus 1, when we will go to this else if condition, when this will become true, if I is equal to j means first condition when there are only one element in the array. Else if I is equal to j minus 1, when this condition will become true, else if condition. See, when this will become true, what is the condition for that? I is equal to j minus 1 means, okay, when there are only two elements in the array. Okay, if there are only two elements in the array, then this condition will become true. Okay, when this condition becomes true, what happens? Okay, here observe, if a of I less than a of j. Okay, obviously, if A of I less than A of j means A of I is minimum element, A of j is maximum element. Okay, else it is opposite. Okay, A of I is maximum element, A of j is minimum element. When there are only two elements, it's very easy to compare. Okay, which one is less than which one, you try to find out and assign the values. Okay, that is else if. So if these two conditions are not true, that is, if it is more than two elements in the array, then we'll go to this else part. Okay. In else part, as I said, we are doing using divide and conquer. Divide and conquer means our array, we are dividing it into two parts. So array first element I know, last element I know, that is I and j. So mid we are going to calculate. Mid is equal to I plus j divided by 2. Same like in the binary search, where mid you have calculated using low plus I divided by 2. Here mid you are calculating using I plus j divided by 2. We got the mid element. Is it clear? Now, part A and part B, two arrays we got. We have divided the array into two parts. So first array, part A, first array, first element is I, last element is mid. Okay, we have two arrays, A and B. Okay, first array, first element is I and last element is mid. Second array, first element is mid plus 1, last element is j. Is it clear? Part B array is first element is mid plus 1, last element is j. So you can observe here, I am calling max min recursively. Okay, I am calling max min recursively. While calling max min, first I am calling max min for first part of the array, that is A. So when you are calling max min algorithm for first part of the array, you can observe here we have to pass the first element and last element. For first part of the array, what is the first element? First element is I. What is the second element? Last element. Last element is mid. Is it clear? I'm calling max min. See, we have divided our given array into two parts, A and B. So I'm calling max min algorithm twice by passing first value and last value of each arrays of each of these part. Okay, while calling max min for part A, what I will do is first element I, last element I'm saying mid. Okay, array is same, only array index we are passing. When I'm calling second time max min by passing for part B, by passing the element, here first element is mid plus 1, last element is j. Okay, here I have taken two different variables, max 1 and min 1. Okay, at the end of this max min, okay, once we return from this max min, maximum element in part A and minimum element in part A will be present in max min. When we come out of this part B call, maximum element will be present in max 1, minimum element will be present in minimum 1. Is it clear? Once you come out of this call, max and min will have maximum and minimum element. Once you come out of this part B call, you'll have max 1 and min 1 in part B. Okay, maximum elements, two elements from here and two elements from here. Is it clear? Two elements from part A, two elements from part B. So divide and conquer. Okay, divide means we have divided and we have applied the algorithm. That part is over. Next, we have to combine. Combine, how we are going to combine? You have four elements now. Among these two max, which one is max you have to check. Among these two minimum, which one is minimum you have to check. Then we'll get the maximum and minimum element of the entire array. Is it clear? So we have divided array into part A and part B. For part A, I will call max min algorithm once. and it will return max and min element in this first part. For part B, I will call max and min max min array algorithm one more time. Here it will return max 1 and min 1. And then finally, for the final result, we have to combine these two results. Combine these two results is nothing but compare max element of A and max element of B. That is here, if max less than max 1, then max is equal to max 1. So that is the final maximum element. If min greater than min 1, okay, so then minimum element is min 1. Is it clear? So at the end of all the iterations, max will have maximum element, min will have minimum number of element. Okay, there is a question. Before max and min are compared and filled with, what will be its value? That is here, when you are calling here, what will be its value? Okay, what should be its value before you call this algorithm? I'm asking all, what should be its value before you call here? Okay, I is first element, j is last element. Before you call, what should be max and min value? See, initialize it to 0. Okay, before you are calling this algorithm, initialize these two values to 0. Because anyhow here, from here, it will start assigning the values. Okay, you initialize it to 0. Before calling that, you initialize it here also, initialize it to 0 while declaring itself. Here max 1 and min 1 also, while declaring itself, you initialize it to 0. Is it clear? See, this algorithm, again, you can trace it with the help of a tree, which is very simple. I have not taken that part here. Okay, in textbook it is there. If you have patience, you can go and you just see the tree, you will understand. Easily it can be traceable. This is a very simple thing, okay? Next thing is, okay, now you saw both the algorithms. What do you think? Which algorithm is better? Okay, just as a programmer, what do you think? Which one will perform better? See, from coding part, it seems that first algorithm is very simple. Here we are calling it recursively. So will it take more time? This recursive algorithm, will it take more time? The question is for all, okay? Only not for 5 or 6 people. Which one will perform better? First algorithm or second algorithm? See, for 5 elements, 6 elements, 10 elements, first algorithm might be better. We talk about algorithm performance from more number of n values. If n value increase, which algorithm might perform better? Okay, for obviously it is very visible that for small number of n values, first algorithm might perform better. So we shall see. First thing is, simply we cannot say this one is better or that one is better. For that, you have to find out the time complexity here also. So max min recursive algorithm. Since this is a recursive algorithm, you have to first find out how many times it is called again and again. So this total number of comparison T of n, you can write like this. If n value is greater than 2, okay, if n value is greater than 2, then only we will come inside this else loop. This max min will be called T of n by 2. That is, it will be called n by 2 number of times. That is, part A will be called n by 2 number of times. Part B will be called n by 2 number of times. So T of n by 2 plus T of n by 2 plus 2. What is this plus 2? That plus 2 is this comparison and this comparison. Okay. Here else if, it's not else if. This is also if and this is also if. That is plus 2. Is it clear? If n value is greater than 2, this max min algorithm is called twice. Okay, that is for n by 2 elements and n by 2 elements. So t of n by 2 plus t of n by 2 plus 2 plus these two if operation. So plus 2. If n is equal to 2, if n is equal to 2, only one operation. Okay, we are just talking about comparison operation. So 1. If n is equal to 1, we'll say 0. Okay, so that condition, that is, we are not interested about that case. Okay, so for, see, t of n is equal to t of n by 2 plus t of n by 2 plus 2. So taking this, what we must do, we have to solve this to find out the complexity. For solving that, we can make use of what, substitution method. So t of n is equal to t of n by 2 plus t of n by 2 plus 2, which is nothing but 2 into t of n by 2 plus 2. Okay, let's call this as equation 1. Okay, we are starting with t of n, which is nothing but 2 into t of n by 2 plus 2. Next, we have to do substitution. In place of n by 2, you have to substitute. That is, find out what is t of n by 2. T of n by 2 is nothing but 2t n divided by 2 square plus 2. Okay, now you got t of n by 2. Substitute this value, that is equation 2, you substitute in equation 1. So if you substitute it, t of n is equal to 2 into 2t of n by 2 whole square, n by 2 square plus 2 plus 2. And if you solve it, 2 square t of n by 2 square plus 2 square plus 2. Okay, this is only for n by 2. Again, further if you do solve it, what you'll get, t of n is equal to okay, next step I will not write. We shall write the final thing. T of n is equal to, it will grow like this, 2 to the power of I t of n divided by 2 to the power of I. You can observe here, it will grow like this only, plus 2 to the power of I, and it will go on decreasing, plus 2 to the power of I minus 1. Okay, and up to here plus 2. Okay, so we have to find out n by, up to where this recursion will stop, at what condition. See, finally we have to find out recursion has to stop at some place. Where it will stop, n divided by 2i should be equal to what? N divided by 2i should be equal to what? Then recursion will stop. Is it I is equal to 0? Yeah, I is equal to 0 means n by 2i should be equal to what? See, that is nothing but when n is equal to 2. Okay, when n is equal to 2, recursion will stop. Okay, this n divided by 2i will continue until it is equal to 2. That is t of 2. Okay, t of 2. When you are when t of, or like t of 2, then it will stop. Okay, which is nothing but n is equal to, see, 2i will go up, which will become 2 to the power of I plus 1. N is equal to 2 to the power of I plus 1. So substitute this n is equal to 2 to the power of I plus 1 here. Okay, then you will get t of n is equal to, see, 2 to the power of I plus 1. If you substitute here, then you will get only 2. Okay, 2 to the power of I plus 1 divided by 2 to the power of I means you will get 2 only. So t of n is equal to 2i. I have just n value I have substituted here. This n value I have substituted it. You'll get t of 2. T of 2 is nothing but 1. T of 2 is 1. Okay, 2i plus 1. 2i plus 2i 2 to the power of I minus 1 plus, which you can write it as this, and if you solve this, okay, it's a simple solution. 2 to the power of I plus 1 plus 2 to the power of I minus 2. Okay, 2 to the power of I plus 1 is nothing but n. Okay, 2 to the power of I plus 1 is nothing but n. 2i is nothing but n divided by 2 minus 2. So if you solve it, you'll get 3n divided by 2 minus 2. Okay, t of n is nothing but 3n divided by 2 minus 2. So this is for recursive max-min algorithm. Number of comparison that is required when you apply dividend algorithm for n elements is 2n, 3n divided by 2 minus 2. Number of comparison that is required for our first method is 2n minus 2. Now tell me which one is better. Okay, you got 3n by 2 minus 2, 2n minus 2. Now can you tell which one is better? See, complexity, when we talk about complexity, both are nothing but big O of n itself. Right? Yes or no? See, for both, it is a constant. If you leave, both are big O of n itself. Now, can you tell which one is better? Just based on complexity, can you tell which algorithm performs better? Is it possible? Yes or no? See, in most of the situations, you cannot just rely on time complexity. Okay. As I said, this technique itself is obsolete. It was like working for some basic things, but now situation, algorithms, everything, problems we are solving, they are varying. Okay, they are of different nature. So just by seeing the complexity, we cannot say that both algorithms are same. But if you go on substituting n values and if you check, then you can easily notice algorithm second performs better. Okay, we shall take one example. Okay, I will take n value is equal to 8. As I said, more number of n values. For greater n values, one algorithm has to perform better. If n value is equal to 8, then what will happen? Method 1 will take how many comparisons? Okay, 2 into n minus 2. So it will take 14 comparison. What about method 2? It will take only 10 comparison. Is it clear? If n value is 10 or 50 or 100, okay, you just observe if the n value go on increasing, obviously method 2 will perform better. But in time complexity, the problem is we don't consider the constants. We'll consider just n values. For that reason, what happens is we'll get big O of n for both methods. So we will say that both are same, but that is not the situation. Is it clear? Have you understood? Okay, so this is about a simple algorithm. As I said, most probably questions will not be asked. If it is asked also, they will ask you to compare, write and compare these two algorithms. Okay, easily for 5 marks, 6 marks, they may ask. We will just also give one example and then you can justify which one is better. You take n, 10, n value 8, 10. More number of n values means method 2 recursive algorithm will perform better. Okay. So based on that, you can tell. Okay. And next algorithm is merge sort. Okay. I will not start this algorithm today. We shall discuss this algorithm in the next class. Before that, I just want to show you one example. All of you see carefully. Okay, see this thing. I will ask question later. First, observe this thing. What I'm trying to say with this diagram. Can anyone tell? Just see the diagram. See, there is a ultimate message here. What is that I'm trying to tell you with this diagram? Okay, it's nothing technical here. Nothing related to algorithm as well. But one strong message is there with this diagram fast. Okay, immediately we should have noticed it, what I'm trying to say. First, yeah, more answers. Okay, if I ask you to write something in the blue, okay, two circles are there, blue and red. What you can write in the blue circle? What can be written in the blue circle? Can you write any one common word there which will address all these things? One word in the blue circle, one word for these entire things. You cannot say Play Store, okay? App Store is also there. Internet, yeah, internet you can write. All these things works on internet. Other words, specific. Internet is more generic. I want a specific word, one word which will address all these things. No algorithms, okay? I'm not talking about programs or algorithms. Simple thing. One word which will imply everything. Okay, there is no time, so I will only answer it. Why Amazon? Why I have written Amazon here in the center? Can anyone answer? Amazon. So I'm saying Amazon is the answer for this all things. What does it mean? What does it mean? Amazon owns Paytm. Does Amazon owns PhonePe? Amazon, does it own Google Home? See, Flipkart is Amazon is not the owner of Flipkart. Okay, Google Cloud or Microsoft Azure, Amazon is not the owner of these things. Why I have written Amazon? See, answer is simple. See here. Okay, go through the things that Amazon has. For PhonePe, Amazon has Amazon Pay. For Myntra, Amazon has Amazon.in. For Google Home, Amazon has got Alexa. Okay, it has addressed all the issues. Okay, it has all the applications. See, all these are provided by one or the different players. But what Amazon is doing, Amazon has got all those things inside it. Okay, simply Jeff Bezos has not become world's richest person. Okay, you just see his vision. What what sort? All of you mark your attendance fast. Okay, fast. Okay, see the vision of Jeff Bezos. They are in the cloud business. They are in the online marketing business. Uh, they are competitor for Netflix. They are competitors for payment gateways, music, okay, Kindle, Amazon Alexa, everything, gaming, courier service, everything. In each and everything, they are present, and simply they are not present. They are doing very well in all the fields. Is it clear? Okay, and have you checked the website? There one more thing is called as leaderboard is there. Have you observed anyone? Okay, this Amazon again, I will talk about it tomorrow. Today I have not. Have you saw this tab in the website? See website which I have given. Have you seen this tab in that website? Okay, no one asked what it is. Okay, soon I will update that thing. Okay, keep seeing it. Simply I have not kept the tab.